Well, I hope you enjoyed my ode to Techno Bowl. I played that game for so many hours as a young kid, and I honestly still think it is one of the best football games that was ever made. But I digress. It's another story. Welcome on into our season finale, if you will, of the Score Computer, brought to you by Lone Star Gridiron, the authority on Texas high school football. I'm your host, the SimmonsJustin Simmons, and when I say season finale, well, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is the UIL State Football Championships. But before we get to that, let's take a look at how the computer did during the semifinals. Well, as you can see on your screen, the computer had another fantastic week, going 10-2 during the semifinals. In the playoffs, it's been 34-14. The last 2 weeks have really helped out that overall record in the playoffs. When it comes to the season overall, though, the computer an outstanding 57-20. Those teams to beat the odds, well, I'm going to show you one here. I know nobody had this one on their docket, but Westlake pulling the upset against Albany. They got the lead early, held on late, 23-17. Congrats to the Chaparrals as they'll be making their trip to the state finals. Well, you may have noticed a little bit of a discrepancy there. The computer went 10-2, but I only listed one team. That's because the 6-man, aka 1A, it will always be 6-man to me, state championships were held in Albany last week. Let's give a big congrats to those two state winners. Alright, so congratulations are in hand. First, starting off with the Division II champs, Richland Springs, the Coyotes, able to take care of the Follet Panthers. They 45'd them. They got the victory 72-26. And then, well, Abbott will now have another claim to fame besides Willie Nelson, as they were able to beat Crowell, who was looking for their three-peat. They pulled the upset 40-30, and in the process also beat the computer's predictions. Well, congratulations to those two state winning title teams. We got 2 down. That means 10 more to go. I know what you're here for. I already ran the simulations. Let's see who the computer thinks will walk into Houston and be walking out the state champions. Well, we start things off in 2A Division II and a rematch from the final of last season, where Bremond will be taking on Albany. It's the number 1 and number 3 teams meeting in this clash. The Tigers, as you can see, a perfect record on the season. They won the game in 2014. The computer likes them to win again this season, but just barely, as Albany has been playing some fantastic football. 30-28. 2A Division I action. And the number 7 Refugio Bobcats, they have had a fantastic season, able to take out number 1 Shiner in the midst of this state title run. However, they are playing against one of the best teams in the state, the best team according to LSG, as the Canadian Wildcats are looking to end their perfect season with a repeat of last year, taking home the state title again. The computer likes their chances, 42-20. 3A Division II action here, as the Waskom Wildcats will be taking on the Franklin Lions. Another great matchup here of the unbeatens. Number 3 against number 2. Now Franklin's making their first appearance in the state title game. Waskom, well, they won it last year, beating Newton 41-22. Waskom has won some games tight, but Franklin, their defense, especially last week in their 10-7 victory against East Bernard, has been very impressive throughout the playoffs. But the computer likes the Wildcats in this one, 34-29. Well, we wanted great games for the state finals, and this one should not disappoint. 3A Division I. Cameron Yo, well, you know they've been here before, and they're going against the Brock Eagles. And no, that is not a typo. LSG had both these teams ranked number 1 going into the playoffs because there was just so little to separate the two. Now, Brock's defense has been nothing but stifling but they're only making their first ever state finals appearance. As for Cameron Young, well, they're seeking a four-peat. The reverse Buffalo Bill. They want 4 straight titles. It could happen, it might happen, and the computer thinks it will happen, but just barely. 35-34. 4A Division 2. Man, oh man, folks, I'm telling you, the matchups just keep on getting better and better. West Orange Stark, number 18, going against Celina, as the Bobcats are perfect on the season. Now, Celina, as you know, their last state championship win, 2007, last time they appeared in the state finals, 2008. As for West Orange Stark, they got their last season, they lost to Gilmer 35-25. They're looking to end things the right way this year, and the computer thinks that will happen, 34-29. What a story we have here in 4A Division 1, as Waco La Vega having their best run in school history, a perfect 15-0 on the season, good enough for the LSG's number 6 ranking. They're going against one of the powerhouses from the DFW area in the Argyle Eagles, ranked in at number 3. Now, Argyle is 45-2 in the last 3 seasons. Last year it ended in a loss to Navasota in the state championship game. In 2013 they actually won the thing. La Vega making their first appearance, and folks, if defense wins championships, then La Vega probably should win this game, but the computer really likes the pedigree of the Eagles, 35-28. Well, in Class 5A Division 2, an interesting matchup here, as I don't think anybody had Frisco Lone Star getting to the state finals, where they're going to be unfortunately taking on a team that has been looking for revenge all season long in the Cedar Park Timberwolves. It's the number 2 team against the number 24 ranked team. Now, Frisco Lone Star, actually the very first team from Frisco ISD to represent at the state title game. And Frisco ISD has been around since 1903. As for Cedar Park, like I said, they have been on a warpath to get here. They have an amazing team, very complete. Sexton, the Levine brothers, the Guidry brothers, Jack Grimm, and I can go on. Matt McCaskill, though, and that Black Rain defense, they have been phenomenal. They have only given up 28 points in the first half of playoff games this season. If you want to beat Cedar Park, you gotta get ahead early. But like I said last week, that happened last week. If you make mistakes against Cedar Park, they're gonna make you pay. The computer thinks that Cedar Park will finish the job, 42-27. Talking about matchups I don't think anybody had coming. 5A Division 1, both of these teams in the state title game for the very first time in school history, as Mansfield Lake Ridge will be taking on Richmond George Ranch, number 7 against number 5. Now you have to give big props to both respective coaches, Coach Kirk Thor for the Eagles and Coach Rick Toulis for George Ranch. Both of those teams have been through some real lows, especially Lake Ridge, where they started off their first season in existence in 2012, 0-10. What a few years makes. Both these teams undefeated. They both have played very well in the playoffs, but the computer likes Lake Ridge to edge out George Ranch for their first ever state championship, 44-42. Oh, folks, what a gem of a game we're going to be treated to here. The immovable force against the irresistible object. Number 1 Katy going against number 5 Lake Travis. Both of these titans are going to clash, both of them undefeated at 15-0. Now, Austin Lake Travis, as you know, they have won 5 straight state championships back in 2007 through 2011. However, this is their first time playing for the state championship in Class 6A. Unfortunately for them, they're running into a Katy's Tigers team that wants to get the win. Last time they won it, 2012, they lost it in 13 and 14, and they don't want to be like the Buffalo Bills. I know that's the second time I made those references to those Bills up in upstate New York, but they are looking to win the championship. Now, Katy, they have 3 shutouts in the playoffs. Lake Travis hasn't given up more than 24 points in a playoff game. But Katy has just looked so strong, the computer thinks that they will win this contest, but just barely, 28-25. Last, certainly not least, I don't think anybody had this state final when they were filling out their brackets at the beginning of the playoffs. Galena Park North Shore, the Mustangs, will be going against the team that pulled the biggest upset of the playoffs in Austin Westlake. Number 11 against number 24. Both these teams have only won one state title apiece. Galena Park North Shore, their only appearance in 2003, getting their only win. As for Austin Westlake, well, they've been back to the dance many times, but they've only gotten one win, and that was in 1996 when a guy named Drew Brees was quarterbacking the champs. Now Westlake has been playing some tremendous defense, and that's what's really helped him get here. But the folks here at UT are really salivating over Sam Ehlinger. The junior has looked mighty impressive as the Westlake quarterback. Again, as I mentioned, already beating Nick Foles' record when it comes to total yardage, and he's only a junior. Only a junior, folks. So the folks at UT really looking forward to him. Galena Park North Shore, they started off sloppy this season, but hey, once you're hot, and they have not stopped. This one's going to be a close one, but the computer likes the Chaparrals to run away with the victory, 34-20. Questions, comments, or concerns? Why don't you leave a message on the voice line, 713-568-6361. You can do that at any time. Have you signed up for the Brotherhood of Texas High School Football yet? If you played the best game in the state of Texas, I encourage you to sign up and be recognized, because only a special few are allowed to play the game here in the great state of Texas. Well, that's it, folks. That's the final show of the season. I want to thank you again for tuning in with us here on Lone Star Gridiron, the authority on Texas high school football. Now, I got a lot of things I have to hand out. Very fitting right before Christmas, right? Gotta thank the man who operates LoneStarGridiron.com, Mr. Chris Daly. He does a fantastic job with this website, has a wealth of information on LoneStarGridiron.com, and I want to thank him again for allowing us to put our videos on his website. I want to thank you all out there for watching. It has been fantastic getting to interact with some of y'all. Again, the questions in the comments, always fun, and I have had a great time making these videos, so I really enjoy you watching them. It's been a lot of fun. I also want to thank my friend Jeremy Brook out of Sunnybrook Productions. He's made a lot of the music that you hear in the background for the videos. He's a very talented individual, a chef, an artist, a music artist. The guy can do it all. Very talented man, Mr. Jeremy Brook. So a big thanks to him as well for helping me, shooting and lighting and all that stuff. Big thanks to my friends David and Megan. They're going to be celebrating their first year anniversary as they just got married in January, and they got me this awesome looking tie, and of course the handkerchief, always keeping me looking stylish. And I think that's everybody. Of course, my friends, my family. If you're watching this, Merry Christmas to y'all. And again, for you people that are getting a chance to go to the state title game, congratulations, enjoy it. Not everybody will get a chance to experience this. I know there's going to be some great highs and there's going to be some sad lows because somebody has to win, but try to enjoy every bit of this game. Nobody does it better when it comes to high school football than the state of Texas, and this week is a chance to live in immortality forever if you become state champions. So good luck to all the teams out there. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose, right? And another great saying from that show of Friday Night Lights, you know how I like to end it. Happy trails until we meet again, folks. As always, Texas forever.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling.